The Speedrunner achievement. Finish the adventure within 25 minutes. Only 9.4% of people have actually done this, who actually own the game. Alright. Hello there, everybody. My name might possibly be Bwarch, and we're here with Momodora 3 doing the Speedrunner achievement. 25 minutes to complete the game. It's kind of interesting to me that it could actually be completed in that time. But actually looking up a few more things about it, it's not actually that surprising, I suppose you could say. I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's some awesome freaking speedruns out there. I'm going to link one in the description. It's apparently, they say it's the world record, but whether or not it is, I don't know. But they do the game in like 6 or 9 minutes. I forget which one it is. And how they're able to do it partially is because of this interesting glitch that is in the game. It's actually kind of like a Sonic Boom kind of glitch. For those of you who don't know, in Sonic Boom there's this glitch where you can jump infinitely with Knuckles. And there's a similar glitch in this game where I suppose if you pause and then you keep on pressing a button, like you can actually fly. It's very interesting to see. And it's hilarious how they exploit it. So here, we are actually grinding a little bit, taking our time to get a little bit of money so that we can actually get the helper ghost from our shopkeep here. Because there's some items that will help you out for sure in the game. The helper ghost is one of them. After recording this, I actually found out that back there with the blue shirted girl, we can... To the right of that screen is actually an optional mini-boss where you can get a ton of money from. And that's what the speedrunner actually uses to get some cash so that they can buy the upgrade later on. If I remember right, we don't actually get the 400% damage upgrade in this. We actually do every single boss completely legit. Which would be kind of interesting to see, I think. I almost wonder, I wonder how good the design was, honestly, with putting in the Helper Ghost and putting in the 400% upgrade. Because the Helper Ghost basically makes it to where, any enemies are really, really easy to... Oh, wow, we actually died. We made just a little bit of a mistake there. So, one thing to note is that I'm not sure if the timer keeps on going for... I would imagine that because I was able to get the achievement, that the times that you die don't actually count. So we've basically reset to the time to where we saved. And it was pretty good that we saved, actually, considering that. We take just a little bit of time to save at just about every single save point. Because I never know when I'm going to be dumb and die on something like this. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't know about the design of having the Helper Ghost and the 400% upgrade in the game, and so easy to get. It makes the game really not shine on its difficulty factor because you have those. And as a gamer, my first instinct is going to be to actually use those upgrades. 400 money is really not a whole lot to get. Even just getting money from the chests, you can afford that. The speedrunner is able to afford that, just getting all the little chests there around. Oh, and the optional mini-boss, of course. Because that guy gives you a ton of money out the gate right there. I just wish that I felt like I'd earned those upgrades a little bit more. Granted, if it wasn't for a comment, I would have never known about the Helper Ghost, because I just assumed that the game was going to let me go that way later on. There's actually quite a few points where the game is not as much Metroidvania as I thought it was when playing this blind. In fact, I'm kind of a little bit peeved at the Steam guys, that the Steam community that termed this game as Metroidvania and got that tag on this game's page, on the Steam Stores page. It's not Metroidvania. Like, there's no exploration. There's no, like, like, there's no exploration. There's no backtracking. There's no, like, that's usually what you think of when you think of Metroidvania, I think. Like, I'm learning about the genre, and I think that's what people think of. And, of course, with kind of the upgrade system of Metroidvanias. Here I die in a bullshit way. You guys won't be able to hear it, but on my audio track on the actual recording, like, I'm not saying anything, but there I was like, what the fuck? It's always kind of interesting when the explosions kill you in one hit. Apparently, the speedrunner also showed me that, I'm not sure if it was because of the speed ring or because of just that you can run over them, but one block gaps you can actually run over and you won't fall in them, a la Mario. It's kind of a fun little thing to note there. So we've died a whole lot, but I feel like the Pacifist achievement was a whole lot harder to, well, they're both pretty hard. But this one is very lenient in that you can just go as hard as you want, and then if you die during a boss or something, like, you'll be able to go back to your save point and reset your time. So it's a little bit lenient there. At least I think so. Like, during the Pacifist achievement, during the Speedrun achievement, like, it's a little bit hard because you don't have a, I almost wish that they had, like, a timer if you wanted to. Like, you could select something on the option screen to say, hey, give me a timer so that I know, like, how I'm doing on the Speedrunner achievement. And in turn, a Pacifist kind of thing to where you could know, like, oh, is this enemy actually, you know, something that counts towards that? Because I wouldn't know, for example, if the optional mini-boss, like, would count for that Pacifist achievement. So during the Pacifist achievement, I didn't even attack stuff like, one part that was really, really hard was during Potelia's fight. Because I didn't know if the ladybirds there counted for that. So I actually had to beat Potelia while I have, like, all the ladybirds, like, floating around me and trying not to hit them and just taking the hits from them. And it was crazy. That was probably the hardest part of that achievement, was the Potelia fight. Just because you have these little minions that spawn that you don't know if they count for the achievement or not. And like I said, I wish I had actually earned a few things in the game. I wish I had actually earned the 400% upgrade instead of just having enough money for it and grinding for it. And I wish that I'd earned the Helper Ghost instead of just finding it randomly on the ground. Like, it's just too powerful for that, right? Like, I feel like the 400% upgrade, that should be a reward for killing the optional boss that we're going to see tomorrow. And the melee upgrade should be in the shop instead. Because that 400% upgrade, it breaks bosses. Like, yeah, I'm glad that we're going to be able to show, like, what these bosses are actually going to, like, how much time you're going to have to spend on them if you don't have that 400% upgrade. I don't mind having the Helper Ghost. It's having the Helper Ghost and having that 400% upgrade that breaks things. So I suppose I'm happy enough with how this run went. The Arabella sisters here are very fun. They're probably, I think, my favorite boss in the game, I want to say. Just because their phases are so interesting and so fun to mess with. They probably have, like, the most creative kind of fight going on in the entire game. if the final boss had more phases, maybe more stuff going on. I almost wish that it went more bullet hell. Because that one attack where it just like spawns like everything at you, that's really, really well done. I wish there had been more of that. So here we have the Bell Tower Garden. There's actually an achievement. There's a random chance to have a ladybird spawn as a golden ladybird. And these are the ladybirds, just so that you know. The thing that I just killed there. And that random chance is just so random. Like, it took me, like, going on screens, like, off-screen, on-screen, off-screen, on-screen. It was not, honestly, a really fun achievement to grab. The achievements that I did like getting were definitely the Speedrunner achievement here and the Pacifist achievement. These were honestly really, really fun to get. The Ladybird achievement, whatever. There's also an achievement for killing the owl in the game, like just the random ass owl. And it's funny because that achievement is the one that the most people who own the game have gotten. Because you just think, oh hey, it's an enemy, let's go ahead and kill it. Oh, it's combined with an achievement, okay. For whatever reason, our achievements didn't appear on screen while we've been doing all of this, right? I had to go into my Steam page to actually see the achievements at the end of each video here. Oh hey, am I gonna have to... Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what I was doing there, actually. But anyway, moving on. Getting a little bit of money, because I kind of had it in my mind to go for the 400% upgrade, just in case I was able to. So I would have grabbed it if I was able to, but it turned out that I wasn't. If I'd grabbed all the chests along the way, I would have been able to. There's actually some hidden chests in like certain areas that I found out about as we've gone through here. And here I go down for this chest again. Wasting a whole bunch of time. But I figured, hey, the 400% upgrade, just too good. And then we never end up getting it. At least I think so. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. But I don't think we actually end up grabbing it. Potelli is very, she's probably my favorite boss on the aesthetic side. Like her funny little hat, the way that she looks, her staff. Mechanically, she's kind of boring to fight, honestly. If you just stand in this... She only has basically 2 attacks, really. She's got the one in the middle, and then she's got her, wherever you are, she'll go dashing at you. So not really a very interesting boss fight mechanically. Taking some damage there. Taking some damage there. I wonder if this is the winning streak. We actually do get pretty close to losing this, a little bit of glitchiness going on there. We actually do get pretty close to losing the achievement. Because I went back and I looked at what the clock was afterwards, and we beat the game at like 21 minutes. So it gets so close to losing it. While we're doing this achievement, we could have had the opportunity to also get the Save Mariel achievement. All you have to do is you have to beat the big hammer guy. You have to beat him fast enough, within 30 minutes I believe, and then go back and talk to Mariel. So we actually got that, but we didn't do it right. We didn't go back and talk to Mario because I didn't know about it at the time. Am I happy with the game? Yeah, it could have been better. There's some things that, you know, I'm kind of disliking about the design. I wonder about all the instant kill things that are in the game. Like, there's bombs, there's spikes all over the place. I wonder about how happy I was having to deal, especially the explosions. The explosions always felt like, wow, that got rid of 3 of my hearts all in one go. It just didn't feel really fair there. Since we're not doing the passive achievement, we could go ahead and kill the ladybirds here. Made it really easily. Made it really easy, actually. But I've spent about 7 hours of this game at this point. I'm happy with it. I am really happy with this game. Getting it for just $3.99 during a sale, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's very much a game that I'm happy to have played. It's not perfect. There's some things that I wish were a little bit better about it. But what's actually here is really good. I just wish I'd known beforehand, like, that it was in fact a linear game. There's not too many different ways that you can... There's no branching paths or anything. You just go along the one path and then that's it. And I didn't think that was the way it was going to be. So I went in with this false kind of idea just because of the way that the Steam page was set up. And because the Steam users had decided to state, oh, this game is totally a Metroidvania. I still love the... this is probably my favorite music track in the game, actually. Which is kind of funny because it's also the shortest stage. Although, of course, if you're having problems, you're going to have... Sorry, I'm getting messed up mind-wise because I'm talking here in the background. But yeah, you're only going to hear the music track for a little bit. A little bit unfortunate since it's a really, really good music track. I really liked the music in this game, actually. So good on the musician on that side. Now you can actually get to the boss here if we jump down at this point. In fact, I should have jumped down here. Man, I could have survived that if I'd known about that at the time. But it never clicked with me while playing this that you could jump down there. That was a platform that you can jump through. And then that's how you get to the boss, and then that's why he has this tunnel up above his head that you see. I was stuck there because you can't, I thought, oh, I'm stuck here, you can't get out of this. Like, you're just dead if you end up at this point after having your invincibility frames depleted. But, no, I'm just a moron, as usual. I'm very, curious about what my next LP should be, because I kind of have something in mind, but at the same time, I kind of want to do something non-blind for once. Blind LPs are fun. They are very, very fun. But as well, you're going to be making mistakes. You're going to be making lots of mistakes, and there's just going to be things that you don't know about the game that aren't immediately obvious, that the game doesn't tell you about, and you don't notice because you're commentating and playing at the same time. But I think I would very, very much like for my next LP to be non-blind, to show what that's like for once. Because non-blind LPs can be very, very fun, if done right. One of my favorite LPs that I've seen on YouTube has actually been from Steam Train, and it's been them playing Sierra games. I think it was Space Quest 4 that they did first. And seeing them go through this game, like, it's not hard at all because, well, it's kind of hard at certain points. Because they have, like, these instant death frickin' triggers kind of stuff going on. But they know exactly what to do. It's an adventure point and click game, so they know exactly like what to point and click on, right? Is this guy my least favorite boss, I think? I think he might be my least favorite boss. He's for sure, like, he only has one move. Could the bosses have done with more phases? Maybe. They could have done with more kind of, phases to spice them up, more moves. That would have been kind of neat to see, right? Go in and use our invincibility frames to good effect there. Just run through the explosion. That girl up there actually tells us even more after we talked to her the first time. I just assumed that she was going to talk once, and then what she said after that would be about the same stuff. But apparently she tells you more. I didn't actually check to see if she tells you anything important. Maybe she tells you something about the game. I did enjoy the characters in the game. I wish it had been almost more characters to talk to. Because every time like I talk to a character in the game, I'm always like, hey, this is kind of a cool interaction. I like the character art. I like the character designs. That was pretty cool. But I wish there'd been more of that. I feel like there wasn't enough cuteness in the game. Kind of an interesting little criticism to have. This stage was very interesting. It was very much very hard the first time I went through it. These enemies were really, really fun to go through. They were probably my favorite low-level minions. And there's stuff like that, where like design is just out of this world. Just having these moments where you're just going to have to react in a very knowledgeable, smart way, or else you're going to get hit. Of course, we just tank the hits here. That's a little bit unfortunate. A game like this, the level design can't be too intense. Well, it can be, I think, but it's not like a game like, say, Castlevania, for example, to where something like that will result in instant death if you don't do it right. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but I do, in fact, like the level design in this game a lot. Here I noticed that our helper ghost actually has gotten into kind of a glitch state. We could have just stood there and just let her do all the work, honestly. And indeed, she lands the final blow. Helper ghost OP, man. So I'm happy, at least, that we did, in fact, not grab the 400% upgrade. We're just going to be doing this just with the Helper Ghost. Knowing beforehand that we've got a save point right here, we just tank all the hits. And we go through. And we're at the final boss. Right now, my timer is at 23 minutes. But that's for this whole entire video. Knowing exactly where our time would be in-game would indeed be helpful. Take a hit right off the bat there. Not good damage. But I suppose now we know exactly what she's going to do. I found out after the fact, I think during the pacifist run, that we were standing like way far away, like thinking that her explosion there like goes a fair distance more than it actually does. I think we might have figured out right there that we don't have to stand so far back. So it'll be interesting to see if I react beyond that. This final boss is pretty cool. It was definitely surprising in the LP to find out that she was in fact the final boss. But it makes sense considering that she did in fact have 3 phases. It just didn't feel like a final boss because of the 400% upgrade. So So now we'll get to do this a little bit more legit, at least. What if there was a mode, like an extra hard mode, that was exactly like hard mode, except you couldn't get the 400% upgrade and the Helper Ghost? That might be interesting. And have an achievement for it? Music here is awesome. The music throughout the entire game was certainly very enjoyable. We go ahead and get the bad end. Was this when I actually didn't know that that would be the bad end? Actually, I think it was. This was when we found out about the bad end. And then the pacifist run was when we already knew about it. I think that's the term of events. I didn't even know that the bad end would be here. Speedrunner achievement unlocked. Very, very awesome. And total playtime, 21 minutes and 4 seconds. Very cool. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next video.